I think I just want to now cover the sort of challenges, what I think are for staff in our schools, Muslim staff, particularly teachers. Um, I think for any teacher, I would say, having spent over 40 years in education, the demands on teachers are high. I think they're higher now than when I was a young teacher. I can really say that. I had my own classroom, more or less I could do what I liked. Ofsted wasn't even on the horizon when I was a young teacher and so on. The accountability is really there to do with this. It's a very demanding profession with greater accountability, planning, monitoring, lots going on. And I think every teacher needs to be prepared for that. It's not an easy profession. And we are very much, currently in the news in terms of the importance of it. And I think parents are realizing, and general public is realizing what importance we have to society and so on. So I would say it's a challenge, the demands, but also comes with that the responsibility and so on. And I think it's such a wonderful profession that we enter, and the demands are high. However, the rewards are phenomenal and so on. I think one of sometimes the challenge for Muslim staff in schools is sometimes actually fitting into the school culture. And again, just like I said with students, the culture in schools does actually change. In some schools, there's a very hierarchical structure. In the staff room, there will be particular chairs that only certain staff will sit on, and a newly qualified teacher going in and sitting in the middle of that, seating that's reserved for maybe the English department. They sometimes just don't realise the different culture and the expectations in school, the school politics that's there. But I really do feel also that staff, any new member of staff, needs to somehow get their foot in through the door in the staff room and really make sure they do get involved in social events, end of term mixing with others at an informal level. I mean, the networking that happens in schools, and I know in businesses happens a lot of what happens outside school, but even within schools, I think, those sort of members of staff who tend to keep a little bit, they work really hard, they're in their classroom, they're working, they're marking, they're teaching, wonderful relationship with students, but they don't do that mix with the staff, they actually will get isolated and they will actually get overlooked as well. Sometimes you have to blow your own trumpet as well. It's a really sad thing to say. Other people may not recognize you. You have to sometimes let it be known you're doing X, or your student says something, or you put something in the newsletter, or you advertise an extracurricular that you've done. So it's very important is trying to promote yourself and promote your, what your beliefs are.